Since I shared my 90s cartoon Blackbird and Batplane over there in a previous video, I figured I might as well just go ahead and share all of my aircrafts with everyone. This is the Hot Wheels Wonder Woman jet, so this is like a premium Hot Wheels collector's Wonder Woman. And let me see if I could open this. The card, no, the card on this one is thicker than usual. This is not the standard Hot Wheels, right? This is like supposed to be the special one. And I bought it just because it was a realistic jet. I'm not a huge fan of Wonder Woman. She's alright, you know, Justice League is okay, but I'm a big fan of Batman. The rest of the Justice League, you know, I can watch it or read it, but I'm not a huge fan. Wow, this is packaged really tightly. So the bubble here, this blister is very tight. Usually it's not this hard to get into. Okay, here we go. Alright, so this is my Hot Wheels Wonder Woman jet. And I expected the wings to be made of plastic simply because my... so I did a previous video on these two here. And my X-Jet, my Blackbird, has plastic wings, and my Batwing has plastic wings. So this one, which is 600% the price, this premium carded collector's version, Wonder Woman, also has plastic wings, plastic missiles, but I am a little bit disappointed, just as I was with these two. Although I was expecting it, right? I was expecting it to be plastic, and yet I'm still disappointed. And it comes with this little stand here to give it the impression that it is suspended in the air, right? And it's okay, there's not really much going on. It's just all gray, and it has this, you know, what does that say? 097 Air Force 73AF 73097, right? And then these are plastic, the missiles are plastic. This part here is metal. All of this is metal. So that's cool, right? That's all die cast. And then, of course, the windshield, the cockpit over here. You know, no color, nothing really going on. Nothing much to talk about. Okay, but this will go with my other jets. And while I'm on the topic, let me talk about all of my flying aircrafts here. All of my, I guess saying flying aircrafts is redundant. So let's just say aircrafts or flying Hot Wheels or flying die-cast vehicles. I have this Matchbox helicopter. This came from a 5-pack, pretty flimsy, has some metal, some plastic parts. The cool thing about this, though, is this retracts, so you could pull this out and put it back in. So it retracts. You can make it short, or you can make it a longer helicopter, right? So you could get two looks out of this. You could get the more realistic, I would say, helicopter look, or you could get, you know, this compact helicopter coupe. What would you call this? A chopper coupe, right? I don't know. Now, obviously, this is plastic, and all of this down here is plastic, but it's cool. It's a nice addition to have, and this came from the Matchbox 5-pack, and it has, so this is the 70 year. I have a lot of vehicles in this color scheme, and they say 70. That's some kind of anniversary line that Matchbox ran, 2022, 2023. So I have this, and I have the Bat. I have two of these, and I talked about these before. This one was, I believe, like $3 plus, and this one was from the 5-pack, the Hot Wheels Batman 5-pack, and it came out to just a little over $1, and they're exactly the same. The only difference is the color. You could watch that other video if you care enough about this, but I have these two Nolan movie, Christian Bale movie Batwings here. And I also have this Star Wars aircraft. I got this in a 3-pack, a Mandalorian 3-pack. It's a Hot Wheels line. And there was a little baby, a flying baby Yoda in like a little basket. And there was this, and then there was the Mandalorian on his floating or flying motorcycle. I kept this one. I gave away the other two because I know that there were other people who appreciated them. They didn't want this one, and one person wanted the Mandalorian. Someone else I know wanted the Baby Yoda, and I was left with this. So here's my Star Wars aircraft. Also comes with a stand, and you could get it to float or be... Oh, so let me show you guys. So this one is a little different. The stand on these, on all three of the Star Wars ones, is not the same as, you know, this basic one that comes with the Hot Wheels. I mean, they're all Hot Wheels, but this one is a little bit more premium, and this is quite heavy. So this whole thing is metal. There's a little bit of plastic here on the front, but the whole thing is metal, and this is just a heavy piece of metal. And the stand is a little bit more premium. So you could pop that in there, and then you have this arm, which you pop in here, right? And this is what it looks like. Finally, my ultimate Hot Wheels die-cast aircraft is my animated series Batwing, which is my favorite Batwing. When I did the video on this, I was really excited because it's my favorite Batwing, but this one is like the cheaper, smaller version, and it has plastic wings. This one is the 1/50th scale, and this one is all metal. So there is no plastic on this, save for the windshield here, this blue windshield. But this is one solid piece of metal. You can even use this as a batarang. Like you could just chuck this at someone like a batarang, right? And it would work, and it wouldn't break. It'll probably chip. You know, you might have like chips in the paint, but this is nice and solid. This is more expensive. This is like 10 bucks, I believe. And this is the more premium 1/50th scale, and it's larger. So let me talk about that a little bit. This one works much better because here, so here's my Batwing at a 1/50th scale, and here's just a standard Matchbox Lexus and a standard Hot Wheels Dodge Viper. And when you put them together, it works. So if my little Batman can fit here in this cockpit, he can also fit here proportionally. The proportions will be correct, right, into this car, and it would work. So you could put these together. Here's the car, here's my Batwing, right? It's not really as big as a plane should be, but because it's a make-believe aircraft, you could make it smaller, and you just really kind of have to look at the cockpit and see if the person sitting inside would match. If you had a certain size person sitting in here, can you move that little tiny figure into this car? Would it work? And I believe that it would work. Now notice the other one. Now this is just totally ridiculous. I talked about this problem in a previous video at some point. My Batwing here is way smaller than my Dodge Viper. It's way smaller than my Lexus. That's so stupid, right? You're gonna have a jet, so you're gonna put all of the X-Men in this Blackbird, in this jet. You're gonna fit all of the X-Men in here, and here's a Lexus that's just about the same size. So Hot Wheels will give you this, and it will give you this, and it just doesn't make sense. The scale doesn't make sense. So these are all my aircrafts, and of course you're gonna want to get the bigger scale if you can. If you have these on a display, or even if you're just playing with them, you're gonna want the bigger scale. This is the way to go, this 1/50th scale, but if you can find anything that's larger and affordable, you would really want something like this. This is just a random jet, like a fighter jet. So this is die cast as well. It's made of metal, it's not plastic, although it does have some plastic down here. I was gonna say blasters because of the missiles, but anyway, something like this would be ideal because again, the size would make a lot more sense. However, this still works, especially for fake aircrafts. And especially for the Batwing, which is, it could be smaller than usual if you want it to be smaller than usual. It's not really something that has to be the size of a real airplane, but it can't be this small next to a car. This is just too small. But the 1/50th scale will work, right? And the stand on this one is a little different. So we have 3 different stands here. Oh, these don't come with a stand, even the more expensive ones. So this one cost a little more, and it came with nothing. You can't prop it up on anything. Just gotta let it sit there. This one, they come with this thing, and it fits, it works, whatever. Okay, and then I already showed this one, which is a little bit more advanced and a little nicer. And this one is a little different from the other two. So this 1/50th scale Hot Wheels has this ball. It's like a ball joint, and there's a hole here, a circular, spherical shaped hole, and you would put it on there. Now, why is this cool? Well, this is cool because you can adjust it, so you could angle it. Because you have the ball joint, so you can actually display it at an angle, like so. So now it looks like it's suspended, but it's also banked, just like an airplane would, in flight. So that's pretty cool. With the others, you can't really do that. They just have to be straight, which is fine, whatever. These are all my aircrafts here. And of course, the scaling issue, the ratio, the proportions, there's always this problem when you're moving between trucks and airplanes and cars. And it always bothers me, but what are you gonna do? Here's the Wonder Woman jet. Here's the Batwing. This is the small version, and then the helicopter from Matchbox. This is our Blackbird, the X-Jet. Here are the 2 Batwings from the Nolan movies, the weird looking one. I'm not a huge fan of this design. Then we have our Star Wars aircraft here, spacecraft, and the larger Batwing. I think out of all of these, my favorite one is gonna have to be the X-Jet, the Blackbird, just because it's not something you really see frequently. There's a lot of these bat planes and bat wings around, a lot of Star Wars stuff, you know, huge following for Star Wars. But X-Men, not so much, especially this cartoon version. Not so many people even know about the 90s X-Men cartoon. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll share more when I get a chance.